You ever want to hear about the craziest thing that's happened to me in a glass-walled office, where ambition is the only thing thicker than the air? Trust me, it's not a takeover or some office scandal. No, this one's a whole lot wilder. It starts the day a 6-year-old girl in a red sweater just waltzes past security like she's got an all-access pass, strides into my office like she owns it, slaps down a resume written in crayon and says, "I need a job." I mean, seriously, you can't make this stuff up. After all the years I've spent in boardrooms, after all the money and deals and mergers, I thought I'd seen it all. But this took my life off track in a way I never saw coming. Let me set the scene. I'm Henry Bailey, a guy whose life is practically color-coded. My days are scheduled to the minute, my suit pressed and perfect, my espresso untouched, because I'm already buried in emails before the city's even awake. That morning, though, my assistant Knox walks in looking like she's seen a ghost. "Sir," she says, "there's, a little girl here to see you." I almost laugh it off, but no, she's dead serious. A moment later, this kid, maybe 6, with wild hair and big brown eyes, marches in like she's done this 1,000 times before. She doesn't wait to be invited. She slides a piece of paper across my desk, stands tall on tiptoe, and says, "I need a job." I pick up the paper. It's written in crayon, letters big and crooked, but I can make out the words, "I can clean. I am quiet. I don't cry in front of people. I can help. I can learn." And in the corner, there's a heart and a shaky, "Please." It's like a punch to the gut. I kneel down to her level, and for the first time in a long time, my office feels way too big. "Why are you here, sweetheart?" I ask. Her answer is flat, but sharp as a knife. "My mom is dying." No tears, no dramatics, just hard, brutal truth. "We don't have money. If I work, maybe she can stay alive." Now I've handled billion-dollar deals, closed mergers with a few sentences, but this was something else. I couldn't even find my voice. I just asked her name. "Emma Miller," she says, clear as day. And in that moment, the whole world shifted. I swear, I'm not exaggerating. This tiny human, who should be at home building forts, just walked into my life and made me question everything I thought I knew about strength. She sits there, legs dangling off the chair, hands folded, waiting for me to process this. I ask her, "Do you know where you are?" "Yeah, you're Mr. Bailey," she says. "My mom says people with money can help when no one else can." I send Knox out. Privacy. The city outside keeps going, unaware that my life is exploding from the inside. I ask her about her mom. Emma explains, "She's sick. She can't work. The hospital bills are too much. We had to leave our apartment. Sometimes I make cereal for dinner. I grew up poor, but not like this. Not knocking on strangers' doors for a job before you lose your baby teeth." I ask if her mom knows she's here. She shakes her head. She would have said no, but I saw, "Your name in the paper. People say you fix things fast. Maybe you could fix this." I stand up and walk to the window. The city, the one I thought I understood, suddenly feels different. It's full of people I never noticed. People like Emma. Brave, desperate, invisible. "You're very brave, Emma," I say. And she just shrugs. "It's not brave. It's just what you do when you love someone." That hit harder than any business loss. "Let's go see your mom," I say. Her eyes light up. "Really?" "Yeah, I'm not promising anything, but let's go." She tells me her mom's at Mercy Clinic. Room 12, I grab my coat. We leave. No boardroom. No deal is more important than this. Not today. On the ride over, Emma's silent, clutching her backpack like it's the only thing keeping her grounded. The clinic's a rundown gray building. Nothing special about it, but Emma, she lights up as we pull up, like this place is her second home. She leads the way, asking the nurse for room 12, her footsteps steady, like she's done this hundreds of times before. Before we walk in, she pauses and looks up at me, her small voice steady. I'm really tired. Sometimes she doesn't wake up when I talk to her. My heart stops. I don't even know how to breathe. Inside, her mom, Sarah, is frail, pale, hooked up to a mess of wires, asleep. Emma walks to her side, grabs her hand, and gently says, "Mom, I brought someone. He's the man I told you about." I stand at the end of the bed, feeling completely out of place, my mind blank. I put Emma's resume on the table. Yeah, the crayon one. And lean over to Sarah, almost whispering, "I met your daughter today, and I don't think I'll ever be the same again." Emma's voice cuts through the silence. She tells me her mom used to be a nurse. She helped people. But when she got sick, no one helped her. "That's why I came to you," she says softly. It hits me harder than anything I've ever heard. In a boardroom. The nurse comes in, checks Sarah's vitals, and then says something that freezes me in place. She needs treatment. Expensive treatment. Far more than this clinic can provide. I step outside, my head spinning. I call my doctor, arrange a transfer to a private hospital, then my lawyers. Setting up a fund, making sure everything happens, fast. When I come back inside, Emma's sitting by her mom's side, her face exhausted. But there's still that flicker of hope in her eyes. "Are you really going to help?" she asks, voice trembling with uncertainty. I take her hand. "Promise." "Yes, Emma, I promise." That night, sleep barely comes. The weight of the day, the quiet hope in Emma's eyes keeps me up. The next morning, I'm at the hospital before dawn. I bring breakfast and hot cocoa, just like I said I would. Sarah's still sleeping, but the doctors have a plan. Real specialists. Real hope. Emma sits quietly by her mom's side, her fingers tracing the lines of Sarah's hand. She looks up at me, her voice barely a whisper. "Will she wake up there?" "She has a better chance," I tell her, fighting the lump in my throat. "And we'll be here every day." The transfer's seamless, quiet, no drama, just care. I ride along to make sure they're settled in, and I make sure Emma has a place to stay near the hospital. When we get to the new room, it's bright, full of flowers and sunshine. It feels different, like there's hope now. Emma draws a picture of the three of us, her, me, and her mom. She hands it to me with a shy smile. "You're part of us now, even if you don't have to." My heart nearly breaks. I take the drawing and say, "I want to be. Not just today, always." She doesn't say anything else. She just slips her little hand in mine, her grip strong for such a small hand. Days go by, and things start to change. Sarah stabilizes then. Little by little, she starts improving. Every morning, I bring cocoa, learning which pastry Emma likes, which juice she prefers. We become a trio. Emma still worries, but her smiles grow more genuine. She asks me one day, "Do you think she'll smile again?" And I say, "Yeah, and when she does, it'll be because of you." She leans into me, resting her head on my arm. That moment, it's worth more than every deal I've ever closed. On the 5th day, the doctors start talking about hope, real hope. Emma's drawing again, talking about home, asking if I'll stay, and I always say yes. We walk together through the hospital garden, and she hands me another drawing. This time, the three of us standing under a big sun. "That's our home when we're all together," she says. I look at the picture, then at her and say, "Let's make that real." That night, I set up an apartment near the botanical gardens just in case. It's nothing fancy, but it's ours. Finally, Sarah wakes up. Really wakes up. The first thing she whispers is Emma's name. The room fills with relief, joy, a weight lifting from all of us. She squeezes Emma's hand, her eyes swimming with tears. She looks at me and somehow knows that I've been there, that she wasn't alone. Later, I sit with Emma outside in the garden, the sky painted gold. She whispered, "She said my name. That means she's still mine." I choke up, my throat tight. She was never gone. She was just finding her way back, I tell her. The days blur together. Sarah gets stronger, speaks more, even smiles a little. Emma's world starts to look like childhood again. Crayons, giggles, joy. I meet with Mara, the social worker. She's sharp, doesn't miss a thing. "Most people like you," she says, "give a check and walk away, but you stayed." "It's not charity," I tell her. "It's family, even if it looks weird from the outside." She asks if I'd consider becoming Emma's guardian if it comes to that. I don't hesitate. "Yes," I say. "It's not about strategy. It's just the truth." We share meals in the hospital lounge, eating hospital food, but somehow it feels like Thanksgiving. Emma looks up at me one day, her small voice full of uncertainty. "Will it stay like this?" I don't lie to her. "It won't always be easy, but I'll be here. We'll get through it together." She smiles, squeezes my hand, and says, "I'm glad I came to your office." I smile back. "So am I. You changed everything." The hospital room, once cold and sterile, now feels warm. Emma races down the hallway. Sarah's sitting up. There's laughter again. I don't check my phone for meetings. I'm waiting for Emma's stories. That's my new boardroom. That's my real work. When Sarah's strong enough, I move them into the new apartment. Emma fills it with drawings. Sarah finds her strength. And for the first time, I understand what it means to come home. And here's the twist. It's not just about saving someone. I needed saving too. I thought success was about control, about numbers, about never letting anything break through. But no, it's about showing up, staying, choosing people over power. A little girl came into my office and handed me her hope. And in doing so, she woke me up to my own. So, here's where I leave you. Does it always end perfectly? No. Life's messier than that. But real justice, real happiness, it's not in some grand rescue. It's in the small choices. It's in those moments when you decide to love, to stay, to be the person someone can count on, even when the world says walk away. Now you tell me, would you have opened that door? Would you have walked out of your schedule and into someone else's storm? Let's be honest. Most people wouldn't. But maybe that's exactly what we need more of. So what do you think? Is it charity? Is it family? Or is it just finally getting it right? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear where you draw that line between what's fair and what's just, what's power and what's love. Let's talk about it because sometimes the real story is the one we write together. Right here, right now.